Welcome to a live broadcast of WIAA Division II Girls Varsity Basketball. Thank you for tuning in, whether you're watching on Spectrum Cable Channel 984 or whether you're with us live on YouTube. I'm Sean Bull, here with Travis Anderson. Well, Travis will be along in a minute. He's got other responsibilities, and, usually these games start later, so we kind of caught him by surprise, I think. In any case, we're live from the O-Zone, and you're watching OCAmedia Sports. The girls' most recent game was on Friday at Fort Atkinson. I was gone for their most recent home game as well, so I had a little more research to do than usual. For both my sake and yours, let's recap. Friday, the girls traveled to Fort Atkinson to face down a struggling Blackhawks team. Fort hasn't won a conference game all year. Wait a minute. Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, sure enough. Fort Atkinson hasn't won a conference game all year. Sorry about that, folks. It just took me by surprise, my own research. And the Panthers were not looking to change that. By halftime, the girls had a lead, and they had really stretched that out in the second half. A standout performance by Liz Ewell put 18 points on the board, and the game ended with Oregon 55 to Fort Atkinson 40. This puts the Panthers at 7-6 overall and 3-4 in conference play. Now, on the Spartans side, McFarland's recent win was a lot closer. On Friday, they hosted Beloit Turner. The Spartans prevailed through an early lead and score contributions from a few key players. Watch out tonight for Katie Hildebrandt and Lindsay Lonegro. In the last game, they put up 20 and 15 points respectively. Oregon has enjoyed 3 relatively easy wins in a row, but tonight that comes to an end. McFarland is here to challenge, and they're tied right now for the top spot in the Rock Valley Conference. We're going to turn this over to our in-house announcer to announce the starting lineups. So don't go anywhere, folks. The game is just beginning.
Yo, Oregon Panthers, McFarland High School, Oregon High School. In the WIAA, we require good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators at education-based interscholastic events. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. Profanity, racial, sexist, or ethnic comments, or other intimidating actions directed at officials, student athletes, coaches, or team representatives will not be tolerated in our grounds for removal from the site of competition. On behalf of Oregon Director of Athletics, Mike Carr, good luck to all coaches and competitors. We hope everyone will enjoy tonight's event in the spirit of positive sportsmanship. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, to honor America, would you please rise, remove your hats, and join in singing our national anthem. Here are tonight's starting lineups, starting with the McFarland Fartons. Senior number 3, Ashley East. Sophomore number 4, Morgan Butler. Sophomore number 11, Lindsay Lagario. Junior number 22, Freya Gilbertson. And sophomore number 33, Katie Hillenbrandt. And the head coach for the McFarland Spartans is Sarah McGelly. And now for your Oregon Panthers. Junior number 10, Izzy Peterson. Senior number 11, Jenna Stats. Junior number 15, Caitlin Shrimp. Junior number 32, Liz Yule. And senior number 33, Sedona Roberts. And the head coach for your Oregon Panthers is Adam Wamsley.
All right, folks, we are back. Travis Anderson is now joining us up in the O-Zone here. Travis, how are you doing tonight?
Good to see you again tonight. Sorry, I thought it was a 7:15 tip-off. So
yeah, it's another one of those early games. You never can quite tell when the JV game's going to end, and they just roll right into varsity, regardless of that supposed 7:15 starting time.
Well, it's good to see, the Panther team came in right at the right time, ready to go. So last time I saw them, the Oregon won in a blowout. So we're hoping Oregon continues that success here at home tonight.
Yeah, I was just saying, it looks like tonight's going to be a little more of a challenge than the Panthers have been enjoying in the past couple weeks or so. But, McFarland tied for the top of their conference. Okay. So, I mean, they're a force to be contended with. But we'll see in these opening minutes what kind of presence they're bringing. And
right off the bat, they come in and score. So,
yeah, that was Lindsay Lonegro.
Where's Oregon sitting in the standings right now? As far as, or if I don't have them in front of us, but
I think Oregon at the moment is sitting 3 and 4 within Badger Conference play, so they're just kind of in the middle of the Badger South.
Okay. Yeah, because you and I call the home games. I think we've only called one game where the Oregon didn't win. So I think the road has been kind of where Oregon's been struggling a little bit this year.
Yeah, certainly they've had some tough trips out to various schools just early in the season even. Let's see.
Yeah, Roberts inbounding to Peterson. I see Oregon's going with the standard starting lineup this year. It's been working well for them. A deep rotation here that Oregon uses. Peterson looking to set up the offense here. So in the last game, Caitlin Shrimp, as last night with Nolan Look, when I gave him my Rajon Rondo, Caitlin was James Harden the other day because she was finishing at the rim, just slicing through the lane, unstoppable the entire game. So hoping she continues that tonight here.
And we'll see if that still holds true.
Just a little bit off, but yeah, right back to what's been working for her all season long. She's been almost unstoppable every game, no matter the opponent, with that move, driving to the left in the middle of the lane.
Peterson kicks it off to Shrimp, just kind of rolls off the hand, and that's going to go back to McFarland.
Oregon coming out in their signature pressure defense here. Peterson with the tip, couldn't quite track it down. Good steal by the Panthers. Stats comes up with it, but McFarland able to recover, gets the steal from behind. Peterson knocks it out of bounds from behind too.
Yeah, I think both teams, kind of getting caught in the middle there. So many players, it's hard to keep track and keep the ball locked down.
Yep. Everyone gets in transition and turns into just a big scramble. Good defense by the Panthers, getting the travel call there. Sedona sliding her feet, staying in front, forces that travel.
Sorry, I had our microphone to capture ambient noise turned all the way down, but
yeah.
you might not hear a difference anyway. It's a pretty quiet crowd at the moment. You know, as final exams draw yet closer, it's I don't know. I feel like we're going to see some dwindling attendance over the next couple games.
Yep, I have a feeling my defense challenge is still going to be standing right now. No one's got one here tonight, so
No.
And number 4, Katie Isley checking in, and number 20, Brooklyn Kane checking in, and 14, Peyton Spildy checking in as well. Oh, and number 12, Carly. Big substitutions here.
Yeah, full line change.
Giving everyone, Carly Roberts, number 12, checking in, and Vanessa Goltz, number 24, checking in. Oregon's still looking to get on the board here. About 15:45 to go here in the first half. Roberts brings it in.
Roberts kicks it over to Goltz.
Nice drive, but McFarland closing the lid on that too.
Two and a half minutes have passed in this game, and 3 total points have been scored.
I think, the last 2 games, Oregon had 80 points and 70-some points respectively. So, and Carly Roberts with a nice drive. So, Oregon can score the ball. So it's just one of those strange nights to come out just a little cold. So.
Katie Isley gets the rebound for the Panthers. Going to try to set him up. Passes off to Goltz, who just couldn't find the momentum she liked on that drive. Got your chair back, Travis.
They could keep it if they need to at it.
I was going to offer to swap you out mine at halftime or something, but yeah.
Isley passes the Goltz for 3. Just off the mark a little bit. Isley tried to make the save, but couldn't quite reel it in.
Yeah, not really much you could do with that situation. Ashley East inbounding for the Spartans.
Goltz coming down with the rebound, looking to push it up right now. He's got Isley open. Goltz with another rebound, bringing it up the court here. Looked a little bit of contact there, nothing called. Oh. Roberts setting up the offense here. Good move right there, nice drive. Knocks down the second one. It's going to give Oregon the lead here now with 14 minutes to go.
Yeah, 4 minutes have passed in this game, and very little of that time has been the actual starting lineup.
Yep.
The whole starting line is still on the bench, and you know what? That's working fine for the Panthers.
Yeah, I think Coach Walmsley just wasn't working for him and just Let's do a mass sub. Get everyone else involved here. See if they can get it going. Now they've got themselves a lead, so it's working out well, like you said.
Ball's grabbed down by Kane. The Spartans elected for the very long inbounds pass, and that just didn't work out for him. Carly Roberts now driving, kicks it back out to Kane. Isley now with the ball, back to Roberts. Roberts intended that pass for Peyton Spildy, but it looks like the Spartans are going to come away with it.
Kane, I thought she should have got the charge call there. She had her feet set. The referees let that one go, let them play through. I thought she did a good job of getting set and taking the contact, but did not go our way on that one.
Lindsay Lonegro passes around to Katie Hildebrandt. Yeah, that's Hildebrandt, number 33. Scored 20 points for the Spartans on their last game against Beloit Turner High School.
Yeah, she's definitely a tough matchup there. Like Peyton Spildy had good positioning and just she did a good job using her shoulder, and Spildy got knocked right to the ground on that last possession. So big line change here for the Panthers. All the starters back out on the floor right now. Good defense by Peterson to deny the baseline drive there. Stats for three. There it is. That wing three from Jenna Stats, we look for that every single game, and we've been waiting for it today, and there it is. So timeout taken on the floor, 12 minutes to go. Oregon 7-5 over McFarland.
Yeah, after a slow start to the game, I mean, still, neither team is in double digits, and we're 6 minutes in. But still, I mean, Oregon has now found themselves in a lead and has really been controlling the pace of this game for the last few minutes.
Yeah, they really have. McFarland is not really having much success. Oregon's defense is slowing them down. So this is kind of what Oregon wants, to put pressure on you, make it hard, make it difficult for you, and then they kind of convert on. Oh, sorry.
Morgan Butler now inbounding for the Spartans. Ball finds its way to Annalise DeMuth.
Ewell almost had the steal there.
DeMuth's got the ball. Hildebrandt from the corner. Couldn't quite get that through to go in.
Thought Caitlin was going to take it in for that left-handed layup, but she threw it to the corner. Stats was open, but McFarland able to recover, get a hand on it, tip that out of bounds. I thought we were going to get ourselves another three out of that one.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, Ashley East for the Spartans came out of nowhere with that, but nice tip to ruin the Panthers' shot at a play.
Oh, there we go. Oh, I thought we were getting a three.
Stats instead taking it
Nice
inside,
drive,
not quite all the way up there.
Yeah, McFarland recovered good to kind of slow her down with that opportunity that she had. There's a steal. And the finish. Shrimp with the nice steal. I don't have the official stats in front of me this year, but from all the games I called, I think she's leading the team in steals.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
So I know I made the one night where I may exaggerate a little bit, where I said she had about 25 steals. But
yeah, I don't think that went officially into the record books.
I didn't have an official box score in front of me. So
Right. A nice effort by the Panthers to trap, leads them right into another opportunity for some offense.
Sedona Roberts for 3, just a little bit off the mark. Stats can't quite pull in the rebound. Good tip. Nice hustle, though. McFarland stays with it. Good defense over in the corner again here. Roberts going to be inbounding to Izzy Peterson here. Good drive. Peterson in the middle. Gets the friendly roll off the rim for that basket to drop. Oregon will up 11-5, 10 and a half to go here in the first half.
Yeah,
good steal again by Caitlin Shrimp. Just not able to finish that layup. A little off the mark tonight for the Panthers. Like with the lead, they're still just missing some of these easy opportunities here.
Yeah, I mean, thankfully, they're not even giving McFarland opportunities to score, so
yep.
They could be in a much worse position. But still, it's almost like they need to just relax in some situations.
Stats, the wing 3.
Yeah, basically that same spot from which she made the first one. Stats puts Oregon up to 14 over McFarland's 5.
I have to start getting animated. When, sorry, I'm forgetting it. I'm really bad with names. I forget his name. Your counterpart that's got the high energy, high octane
Johnny,
energy.
Yeah,
Johnny. He's really animated. So when we go for the 3, I need to just start putting my hands up like he does.
All right. I'm not gonna oppose that, Travis. You go right ahead.
Get the 3 signal up and everything. Yeah, it would be fun if we could get Johnny in here for like a 3-person show one time.
I've wondered sometimes about the logistics of doing a 3-person game calling.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like you get a lot of talking over, but we have enough ports on our soundboard to do that technically. So
yeah, I think Johnny with his energy, let's get him like a live mic down on the sidelines even to really get stuff. I mean, he could be calling the action too from down there, like flying all around.
Right. Yeah, some sort of wireless mic situation.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah, I could see how that could work.
And just have it be live too, just like us at the same time. And
right. Yeah. So then, I mean, yeah, you just have to get him some headphones and a wireless mic.
Yep.
And then.
Because he does a good job up here, but I think even turning him loose down, put that high energy to use.
Yeah, then you'd sort of get him double duty as a mascot too. Like if we could put him in the Panther suit, that's probably pretty good. Like acoustic isolation, all that fur around there. It's probably good for a clean microphone signal.
Get the clean microphone and. We haven't seen the Panther mascot all season long. I've been wondering about that.
Yeah.
I don't. Just off the mark there for McFarland. Liz Yule bringing the ball up here. Sets up. Oh, nice move. Drive. Draws the foul. Going to the line, shooting 2.
He's so quiet in here.
I know. It was just that awkward silence. I'm not used to that where.
Like, I need to just turn this, even if I do turn this microphone way up, I don't get anything.
Yule knocks down both those free throws. 16-6, Oregon now up, and this defense is starting to suffocate. Shrimp with her 3rd steal of the game finds Yule unable to convert. And that left side of that rim has just got a lid on it tonight for Oregon. Like, it's just, like I said, that's one spot we're struggling from tonight. But the defense is just creating those opportunities from downtown for 3. So Shrimp decided I'm going to step back and hit the three. It's
Yeah,
the
sure,
layups aren't falling for me. Just need a little too close. McFarland answers with a bucket. Oh, Peterson drives but lost the ball going up with it. McFarland answers back with a deep three.
We're in something of a shootout right now, Travis. Just try to put these numbers back up to where they should be in a normal game.
Yep, they were like, okay, we've got to live up to our 70 and 80 point showings from the last 2 games. So Ewell hustling down with the ball. Oh, she's going to get a layup here. Oh, just off the front of the rim.
Hildebrand out in front for the Spartans with the ball.
Good defense, swarming again. Good steal. Oh, I jumped the gun on that one. I thought we had another steal coming. Farland with the open look for 3. Just rimmed out. Shrimp sets that up. Just unable to get. We got a tie up there. Jump ball. No, possession arrow is not on tonight, so I don't know where it's going.
Huh. Katie Isley and Peyton Spildy check in for the Panthers. Isley going to be inbounding. Finds Ewell up on the far side of the court. Ewell pulls up halfway.
There it is. Spildy with a nice screen. Ewell took advantage of it, knocks down that mid-range jumper. McFarland tracks down the rebound. Entry pass to the post. The Oregon almost came down with the steal. Just wasn't quite able to get it. Skip across the court for the 3. Off the front of the rim. Good box out by Spill. He gets a rebound. Pearson pushing it up now. Pulls up. Just off the back of the rim.
Hildebrand manages to snag that before it goes too far. She's now going to pull up from 3. No, that's not going to bounce in. Liz Ewell taking it up for the Panthers and going to drive it herself halfway again.
She did a good job setting that up. Got herself open spot right on the floor there. Good steal, too.
Oh. Yeah, the Spartans just seem to be really fond of those like baseball passes inside. And for the most part, those haven't been working well for them.
Yeah, Oregon's getting their hands on any of those. Yeah, McFarland keeps trying it. Oregon stepping in, getting the steals. Carly Roberts checking in for Izzy Peterson.
You know what they need to do? They've got this this fancy sound system in here. I've heard what restaurants can do sometimes is they change their sound ambiance depending on how many people are actually like in the restaurant.
Kind of piping in crowd noise almost.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, they can do that. Like if it's really dead, they'll pipe in some crowd noise, or even just like have microphones that kind of like pick up what people are saying and then just like kind of distort it and put it back in. So I mean, we've got a whole sound system in here. We could totally do that.
Yeah, we got to take the production to the next level. All right, Coach Walmsley going to take a timeout here for Oregon. Carly Roberts had a nice drive. Oregon on the other end giving up a bucket. So with 6:06 to go in here in the first half, Oregon 25, McFarland 14. But yeah, we could get that system set up, get this brand new state-of-the-art sound system here in the O-Zone going.
Right.
We'll get Johnny on a third mic and have him. I mean, it's too bad we couldn't have him like interviewing the crowd, even just because you never know what could come out of that. So we need that.
Yeah. I don't know if we should do that when we're live streaming, but
Yeah. I still want to get hot mics on the players too for like a separate video that we could have Paul work on in between games that he could edit down like a NFL Films. We call it like Oregon Films or in depth with Oregon Panther basketball kind of a thing, something along those lines, or next level, some sort of video series that he could do. I think that would be good. So should we get that third camera set up on the ground level too, or going? Our camera crew's like, oh God, no, please don't.
Well, we do that on Fridays sometimes, but that's the only time we can get enough students free to
to run the systems.
Right.
What if we have
to Isley? Sorry, what were you going to say?
Could have Johnny carry a tripod around too with the camera.
That's true.
With
that's
the mic attached on the tripod, so he's just
here. He pulls up for 3.
I'm coming up with all these ideas for Johnny. Johnny's saying, why is this guy coming up with ideas for me? Oregon swarming on D. Carly Roberts comes up with another steal here for Oregon.
God, there's so many turnovers.
Yep.
I didn't know this is going to be a thing I'd have to pay attention to, but I should have been keeping a tally.
Yeah, that's definitely a stat to keep for, because this Oregon team is just swarming every game with steals. Shrimp comes down with 10 a game. Liz typically gets 7 or 8 a game, so they're all over everyone. Carly Roberts steps up, knocks down that free throw. Roberts off the back of the rim with that, but Brooklyn Kane able to track down that rebound. She saw Goltz open, but McFarland was able to get a hand on it. Stop that pass from being completed. Swarming D over in the corner. Nice turnover force. Goltz comes up with it, pushing up the court. She's got Brooklyn. It's going to go off Oregon on that one. Thought there was another steal coming right there. Brooklyn was just an inch away from getting a steal for Oregon.
DeMuth takes it up to the rim. McFarland's also just not been in a position to get their rebounds. That's been hurting them a lot too tonight. They just don't have those offensive rebounds, and so they get one shot and that's it.
Yeah, Oregon doing a good job taking away those second chance opportunities and taking away opportunities with all the steals too. So McFarland's having a tough time just finding a chance to even score.
Carly Roberts inbounds and gets the ball right back. Over to Katie Isley. Peyton Spildy now taking it for the Panthers.
Nice pass, good backdoor cut. Oh, Roberts unable, stays with it. I'm telling you, for the layups, there's the lid on this basket tonight, though. It's the Panthers are making the contested shots, but the open ones just kind of coming off the rim.
Right.
Goltz hitting the deck, trying to get that one. Almost came up with it. Spildy on defense on the 2-on-1. Good job of sliding her feet, not picking up the foul, forcing the tough shot from McFarland. Now we've got the ball back again. Gonna hit Roberts with the travel on that spin.
See, if you ever wanted to change up the rules and difficulty of basketball a little bit, what you could do is for kind of we've got the Badger Challenge, which is kind of the North versus South exhibition tournament thing that we do every year. It would be interesting if for that you kind of just got a randomly assigned deformed rim of some kind, like either it was slanted or it was like squished in
just
one
change
direction.
the whole shape of the whole thing.
Yeah, yeah. And each side could be different too. You could just switch them out between games.
That would be interesting. Or add like, you might be a little too young, but if you remember NBA Jam back in the day, they had hot spots out on the court. So if a certain spot might be worth 4 points, or another one might be worth a mid-range shot might all be sudden worth 3. Spildy knocking down the 3. So like her shot might have been like a 5-point hot spot in NBA Jam.
Right, exactly. Yeah, if you stand exactly on the Panthers' nose.
Yep, Shrimp just coming up with her 4th steal just now. So the Panthers are basically telling you need to start keeping a box stat of steals at this point.
I guess so, yeah. I'll just make another column here on these sheets they give me, and sure, why not? Brooklyn Kane up for 2 shots.
Just off the rim. On her shot, she puts a lot of arc on that thing. That was up there. It has good rotation on it.
Travis, what is it with the popularity, the staying power of Soulja Boy? I was thinking about this during warm-up. He had like one song. Was he popular when you were in high school, or is
No. So that song was that came out. Well, I think probably like my. Let's see. Probably like technically I had 2 senior years in college because I was one of those 5-year plans in college.
Sure, yeah.
So I think that one came out like my 2nd senior year in college. So.
Still, though, I mean, when was that?
Oh,
like
God, I want to say
mid-2000s?
that. I think that was like 2000. That's like 2000. That's 2006 to 2008 range. It's sort of
okay.
When you get to be my age, it all kind of blends together.
Right. Yeah. No, but like that's more than a decade that song has been popular. It's still in the warm-up rotation.
Yeah.
And now he's maybe going to jail for selling fake video game consoles to people. Like he's still in the news.
It's
I don't know if you've been following that or not. I just figured,
It's new news, but yeah, that's relevant to the conversation on this one. So, yeah, to give you kind of to date myself here, when I was in Oregon, my senior year, one of the warm-up songs, and the kids out there might not even remember this. I don't know if you've heard of like the Ignition remix by R. Kelly. Like that was like the big song.
Okay.
So it still floats around out there a little bit. But,
yeah.
We're talking a long time ago now.
Yeah, no kidding.
So some of these, unfortunately, some of these kids on the floor were alive at that point. So that's kind of where I go, man. Roberts unable to knock down that second free throw. 2.5 to go here in the first half. Oregon 35, McFarland 17. This Panther defense still swarming all over these Spartans. Sedona unable to pull in that rebound.
I didn't see who that went off, but I guess the Panthers are getting it back. Oh, so that must have been off Ashley East in that case. Izzy Peterson taking it up for the Panthers.
Sedona rolling to the rim off that screen. Shrimp knocks down the deep shot from 3.
Panthers are having a good night for threes. 2 scored by Caitlin Schrempf, 2 by Peyton Spildy.
Shrimp with another steal while you're looking at the box score.
Yeah, I can't look down for too long.
Every time you look down, that's the 5th steal of the night for her there. So I told you I wasn't exaggerating about that stat line about double-digit steals.
Definitely not.
Now we get to see a lineup where Carly Roberts and Izzy Peterson both on the floor at the same time. Normally, you don't see that lineup very often, so it's cool to see those 2 guards out there at the same time together. Sedona finding herself on the offensive glass, staying active, gets that putback. Shrimp with another tip, almost came down with another steal. Yeah, she plays that safety position like Ed Reed did for the Baltimore Ravens. Just ball hawking at midcourt here, just looking for these steals. Good D. I like that save attempt by McFarland there. I think she threw that. I couldn't have a great angle, but I think as she went for the steal, she threw that between her legs back in the court.
That was pretty cool. Unfortunately, style points are not a thing, at least not ones that count towards the actual score.
Roberts hauls that one in. Ewell setting it up.
Less
She's
than
got
a minute left
Sedona
to
rolling
play.
right to the middle. On a good rebound. Are they going to call her over the back, or what's the call here? Yep. Sedona fighting hard for that rebound.
.49 seconds left. Oregon up 40 over McFarland 17. That's going to remain.
Roberts getting a rebound, pushes it up to Ewell. Liz Ewell with a nice drive, just unable to finish. Good box out by Sedona there. 25 seconds left. Let's see what Oregon does here to set it up.
Spartans doing their best to harass Izzy Peterson, trying to force a steal. Kick it back out to Roberts.
Sedona's got an opening if she rolls. Stats for three. Oh, just off. Good rebound.
Peterson
going
to put it back up. Not going to get a foul.
Oregon unable to convert on that last possession, but at halftime, we've got Oregon 40, McFarland 17. You know, it was interesting. Oregon's had earlier they came out a little slow. I said, they need to pick up the scoring compared to their last games, and they've missed some open opportunities. And then next thing you know, you look at the scoreboard, Oregon's got 40 points here at halftime.
Yeah, this is not at all what I was expecting, Travis. I mean, McFarland has been a very competitive team all throughout the season, and I feel like Oregon's just got their number at the moment. They have really locked down on the Spartans.
Yep. Yeah, the Panther defense is swarming all over. Caitlin Shrimp's got like 5 steals. Liz Ewell's got 3 or 4. Everyone's getting involved. There's times where you've got 2 or 3 Oregon players just on the ball. Everyone's getting a hand on every passing lane. Passing lanes are just being taken away. So it's been a good team effort here for Oregon.
Yeah, I mean, the Spartans are doing their part as far as trying to lock down underneath the basket, but that's not stopping them either. I mean, they've gotten plenty of opportunities to actually go. But also, I mean, as I was saying before, they're having a pretty good night from outside the three-point line as well.
Yeah, stats knocking them down. I saw Schremp hit a couple threes. I'm sorry if I'm forgetting anyone else. Just off the top of the head.
And Peyton Spildy as well. She had a couple as well. So, yeah, I mean, the Panthers are really firing on all cylinders as far as that's concerned, and we may have another 80-point game tonight.
Yeah, that's
Travis.
what I'm hoping for. I noticed one thing, like Sedona Roberts having a kind of a slow start in the start of the game. I don't know if she wasn't feeling the best. Just kind of didn't look like her normal self. And then the last couple minutes here in that first half, she started really picking it up, setting screens, rolling to the basket, getting a rebound, had a nice putback, had an opportunity couldn't convert on. But she really stepped it up towards the last couple minutes of that first half as well for Oregon. Right.
While we've got you here, folks, we want to take a minute to thank our generous sponsors, the people who make all of this possible. If you have business that you can do with them, please do that. Let them know that you saw their advertising with us. That's going to help continue that relationship well into the future. This program is made possible with funding from people like Oregon Community Bank. Feel good banking.
Stoughton Hospital and Oregon Urgent Care Clinic. Trusted care close to home.
The Oregon Chamber of Commerce, promoting, informing, connecting, and advocating for local businesses and the Oregon community.
The Oregon School District, actively building competence, character, culture, and community.
the Oregon Athletic Booster Club. Please consider being a part of your athlete's success and become a booster today. Check out Sorry, I'm thinking of the old website. It's a new website, folks. OregonBoosters.com for details.
Torhorst Insurance, your hometown insurance hometown insurance agency that's doing big things. We are struggling with this read right now.
I'm trying my best to not look, but there's nothing I need to be looking out into the gym for anyways, so what's the point? Sonny's Kitchen, serving great coffee, delicious home-cooked meals, and award-winning desserts, located in the heart of Oregon.
Oregon Tax and Accounting, serving the Oregon community since 2001. See Jim for all your small business and personal tax services.
Firefly Coffee House and Artisan Cheese, in the heart of downtown Oregon, offering fresh bakery, daily lunch specials, soups, and salads, along with hand-selected small-batch Wisconsin cheese.
Please thank our sponsors for supporting OCAmedia sports broadcasts of Panther Athletics. We'd love to have you as a sponsor. Drop us a note at OCAmedia.com and be sure to like us on Facebook. Send us your game day photos. Use hashtag #OCAGameDay.
Yeah, I'd say
I think we need to start doing that up here. We read that every time. I think that we should be checking in, doing selfies of us on the call.
Definitely.
And
I think there actually used to be stickers on these cameras with a number and everything that we could personally text. Frank would, you could text photos to him and he'd put them up on Facebook. So I don't know if that's still a thing or not, but in any case, that's an option.
Well, as the theme of the night is me coming up with different jobs for Johnny. What we could do is give him an OCA official phone.
Yeah.
Send him down into the student section and selfie cam. Well, he's got the hot mic and everything.
Right. Oh yeah, we could set him up with a Snapchat account or something, and he could just make OCA game stories.
Yep. Check in and be right here from the He's like, I'm here live from the O-Zone tonight with the the location device setting on and everything.
Right.
So.
Yeah, you're not the only one who's got ideas for OCA, Travis. There was an idea the board was floating for a while where they wanted us to do sort of a very brief Oregon newscast sort of thing that we put on Facebook, but
like a Oregon Minute or something like that.
Yeah, basically, what's going on around town, stuff you got to look out for, that sort of thing.
Yep.
Yeah, don't feel like we're holding you hostage, Kyle. You can.
Yeah, don't mind us.
If you need to go get a drink, we're not going to be doing much up here. So all right, yeah. So honestly, yeah, that's just a question of funding at that point, because it takes so much to actually edit down a newscast from multiple takes and stuff into something coherent and small like that.
Yeah. I think you and I though we're kind of like one take kind of guys though. I think we could do it in one take.
Oh, you think? Yeah, maybe. Get a teleprompter set up, and who knows? Yeah, see, that's the thing, is that OCA, we don't really have a studio space anymore. We used to have...
Yeah.
We've got an office in the school, and that's been great as far as being centralized and being near pretty much everything we have to film.
Yep.
We just wheel our stuff down the hall to wherever we're going to be. The most we ever have to do is sometimes we go outside for football or down the street to hockey. But but as far as an actual studio space, we don't have that anymore. It's all just storage and places to edit. We don't. I don't know.
Yeah, it's too bad that one room right over, the video, whatever that room is right there. If that was just a little bit bigger space up there, that could be a whole just sort of studio room and everything. And
well, yeah, maybe there's a collaboration with Panther Vision that could happen. I suppose that's beyond your time. They do have student television that they run out of a small room behind the library.
Oh wow!
So
I wasn't aware of it.
Yeah, they it's like a daily news segment sort of thing.
Gotcha.
So maybe OCA could work out a deal where they could use that space, and then that would solve one of their problems at least, which would be where you shoot it.
Yeah.
But
yeah, because Paul was saying OCA, we've got a green screen set up now that we can use. He was showing the video board operation, so he's got some sort of equipment, that we could use too. We could do a whole thing behind us for the news section and everything.
Right. Yeah.
Lots of stuff, and this just came to my mind. Normally the scores table handles this, but tonight they haven't announced it, so I'll kind of take the time to do it. If you can support Oregon Athletic Boosters, that would be great, because one of the things that Oregon does that, other schools don't have the luxury of is that there's not a fee for the athletes to participate in the sports, and that's with the support of sponsors and Oregon Athletic Boosters. And if you're here at the game, or if you're at home and you don't want to donate, or you can't donate, but if you come to the game, and even the buying at the concession stand helps support that. And so that all goes back to the athletes and making sure to keep the fees for all athletes in all sports. Oregon's one of the few schools that basically can't charge, or has the ability to not charge their athletes to participate in sports. So, which is nice, because some schools just don't have that option. So the kids have to come up with that from their parents or whatever means that they can get.
Right, and I mean that's only gonna, if you have a fee that the students have to pay, that's only gonna take away from their athletic or scholastic experience. I mean, one or the other. Especially if you've got to get a job at some point to pay for that stuff,
Yep.
then that adds up, and that detracts from the rest of your time as an athlete and a student. So, oh, definitely.
Yeah, definitely something we can do.
Well, plus Oregon Boosters has been really generous with us too. I mean, we're not really part of Oregon sports, but we're here to help try to enhance the experience.
Yeah.
So, they're the people who I think donated our equipment that allows us to show you live scores here
nice.
on the basketball games.
Yeah, that is cool, having that feature, where before, when I was a kid, the VHS tape recording didn't really have that at all. So.
Well, yeah, and I mean, so we've got this little box that communicates to the scoreboard, and before, I remember even when I started doing this, not so long ago, we just basically had to say the score constantly, because unless the camera happened to be pointed in the direction
to the scoreboard, it would be in the old main gym,
idea.
And the camera would literally have to, like a hard 90-degree turn to the old scoreboard and everything.
Yeah.
So
we're going to get right back into it here. Second half of Oregon Panthers versus the McFarland Spartans. Oregon on the offensive now, and they are up 40-17 with 18 minutes left to play. But McFarland's going to get away with a steal.
McFarland coming out. McFarland comes out, with the turnover, immediately attacking the basket.
That's Katie Hildebrandt. Not that much in the way of production for the Spartans, but who knows as far as how this could turn around. Liz Ewell unsuccessful in her trip to the basket.
And I got to give a shout out, Oregon legend, former retired custodian for Netherwood Knoll for 30, 40 years, Tom Fisher, in the building tonight to check out the game. Saw Tom walk in and watch the Panthers here. Takes me back to when I was a kid, so it's still good to see some faces that you remember when. We're talking 1990.
He was working as a custodian when I was there. I just assumed he'd be there forever, but at some point.
Exactly. Yeah. Tom's stats with the 3 from the corner.
There you go.
I got to start getting the hand up before they shoot it, though.
It's put an arm up.
It's a work in progress. Liz Ewell with the steal. As soon as you look down, we get a steal every time. So if we need a turnover, just look down. And
I'm just gonna not watch the game, and then it'll go even better for the Panthers.
Even big turnover there. Yeah, the game where Oregon was up at one point. So I think it was 70-10 the other night. This is a week or two ago. I was still calling the action, but I was doing a lot of shout-outs from people online and just shout-outs to people in the arena. Just to Oregon had the full route on that game, and so it was nice to see all the sophomores got some action too. Good rebound by Sedona, pushing it up to Peterson. We've got a 3-on-1 right here, but kicks it to the corner. She had Schrempf open for the layup. Good rebound. Nice putback. Sedona battling strong inside. Gets the foul.
Panthers are getting those offensive rebounds, and that's making a difference for them early in this second half. Sedona Roberts now finds her way. 2 shots.
Knocks it down. 46-19. Here we go, second half. Oh, I thought Liz Buell with the nice steal, staying with it, diving on the floor, scrambling for it. She did not give up on that play. Foul's going to be on number 10, Izzy Peterson there. That was quite a scramble right there. Buell knocked it away about 3 different times, dove for it. McFarland not giving up on that either, though.
Yeah, I mean, they were fully ready to take advantage that a couple Panthers were lying on the floor back there. But Shrimp managed to get in the way of it and just prevent a McFarland basket.
Turnover here going Oregon's way.
That was a weird one. I didn't see anyone really in Spildy's vicinity that pass would have been going to, but,
Liz Buell with the knockdown. Shrimp almost coming down with another one. You know, tonight I think the player comparison, again, this is probably a little before your time, but I'm going to go with Gary Payton tonight, the glove, because she's been a lockdown defender, just getting steals all over the court, so. I think they're going to get Spildy for the reach-in, which I thought she did okay on that. I didn't necessarily agree with that call, but it's not up to me on those. Isley checking in here for Shrimp.
Hey, if you ever get bored of this, Travis, there's always reffing.
You know, I've thought about that. You know, my wife actually brought that up to me. Like, hey, would you want to do officiating? And my experiences with just watching, like, I think handling these kind of games would be okay, but when I thought about, I could pick up reffing like recreational leagues,
yeah,
and you just watch adults yell at officials over it, it's like, oh no. So I think I could handle the high school games. That's about it, but I'd come out there and be biased for Oregon. You know,
yeah, I would hope they would have, stuff in place to prevent that. Like, they wouldn't put you on Oregon games.
Right.
But, hey, whatever.
I'd be like, hey, you guys got a free, at will slap at that ball. I'll call it clean. McFarland knocking down the 3 in the corner. Buell for 3 off the front of the rim. She gets her own rebound down, staying fundamental following her shot. Roberts checking in for Izzy Peterson, takes the seat. Oregon not coming out in much of a full court. They had a little bit of pressure on the ball, but not their signature 3 people in the front court. Roberts doing a good job sliding her feet, staying in front of the McFarland player. Good rebounding effort. Isley pushing it up. Roberts on the wing. Sedona with the drive. Gets the contact, going to the line, shooting 2. Just off the rim. knocks down that second free throw attempt. Oregon 51, McFarland 22, 13 minutes, 30 seconds to go here in the second half. Ewell applying that defense, giving no space to McFarland here. And right as I say that, McFarland drives to the lane, gets the foul, converts the basket, going to the line for the three-point play here.
That's Freya Gilbertson for the Spartans. Going to be shooting her extra point.
Both teams fighting for it. Sedona fired up over there in the corner. Got the timeout. She's frustrated with the level of contact there. I don't blame her. The Spartan defender basically landed right on her back. Timeout here. 13 minutes and 8 seconds to go in the second half. Oregon 51, McFarland 24. It's a little odd again tonight, as you mentioned, when it gets really quiet in this gym. I feel like I can hear myself thinking in the mic at this point when that happens. Like, it's sort of just different when it gets that quiet. I'm like, should I be talking right now? I don't.
Right, yeah, it's such a weird thing. Like, the atmosphere changes so much just depending, I mean, obviously on what the attendance is, but,
Yep.
you know, you'd think the echoes of a gym would sort of amplify the crowd no matter what, but
Yeah, you know, I was thinking about this. Okay, so this goes back to the sound system we have. and,
Okay.
I'm trying not to take away from the action on the floor, but
Isley shoots it for a long two.
you know, like at the Bucks, for example, throughout the game, little sound clips play, or little sound drops, or
Right, okay.
you'll have like a button of like defense that chants in the crowd. Do you think Paul could get us like a soundboard up here that we could have access to that, so I could like hit like defense, and that way we would hear it in the stadium?
I don't know if we would have access to that, but like down at the scorer's table, they definitely could do that.
Yeah,
There was
because like let's say Oregon goes to the free throw line, and we make a free throw. I want a little free throw sound that I can make to play.
right.
Like I'm just thinking, how do we got to take this presentation level to the
Oh,
next
well,
level.
I mean, there's probably stuff we could do to add it to the television side of things, but if
Yeah.
you wanted it to be audible within the ozone here to the people who are actually in attendance,
Yeah.
there are connections down there by the scorer's table. I know this because sometime earlier this season, athletic director Mike Carr was screwing around on his MacBook down there during one of the games and playing all sorts of stuff off the video board and
Yeah.
such, and I think there were sounds accompanying that too.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, okay, I'm just thinking it, and I know they want, but they could give us access to it to send the audio out to the stream. But
Right.
then also, you could loop it to the speaker system too, so we would be able to control it from the OCA side, I think.
well, yeah, I mean,
Or
now if you really want some ambient noise, or if you really want some pressure, Travis, I think we do have the ability to put our stream up on the video board, so you
Oh,
could
yeah.
see the delayed basketball game, whatever the 40-second delay, whatever it is,
Nice.
and potentially hear us talking through the speakers if they really wanted to put that out there.
I would actually be down for that if they put our
That would be so
Our-
distracting for us, too,
our
though, because
feed.
it would be like behind and we'd
Oh,
be
yeah.
hearing ourselves.
as
Like,
long as you can. You'd see me like just covering up my ear the whole
Mhm.
time. Oregon swarming on this inbounds play here. Roberts, calling her. I thought that was a loose ball. I don't think they're going to say she was kind of with the body, I guess is what you would say on that play. Yeah, that's a good idea. I think that you should. We have to give it a try. I mean, we never know until we try how that
Right,
works. And
right.
so, I mean, what if we even put a camera on so we got the action camera, put the camera on us and put that on the video board, like a webcam or something like right
Mhm.
here.
we do have cameras for sort of that purpose.
McFarland knocking down that first free throw here. Yeah, I think our broadcast feed, and we would clean it up a little bit, be a little, we're taking liberties with, kind of calling the action right now.
Right.
But if we were broadcasting in the arena itself. We break down the game action quite a bit more. Stats checking in. Emily Stats, the sophomore stats coming in for Oregon. So out on the floor right now, we've got number 24, Vanessa Goltz, Emily Stats, Brooklyn Kane, Carly Roberts, and Caitlin Shrimp. Oregon 51-28 limits to go here in the second half. Oregon in pretty much control this game. Not scoring a lot here in the second half, but they're just all over this McFarland Spartans team.
Yeah, really. I mean, the Panthers have only gained themselves 11 points in the past, more than 6 minutes.
Yep.
But still, they haven't been allowing the Spartans much chance either. I
Yep.
mean, McFarland is, I believe they've gained, 11 points as well, so I guess that's fair.
Tough inside bucket there. Coach Wamsley's going to make a change, sending his players in. Brooklyn with the nice up and under move, finishes. Steps on the out of bounds line. Good defense again by Panthers, cutting off that baseline. Schwass making her first appearance of the night. Now, every time I watch Schwass, she's super aggressive, so don't be surprised if she attacks the rim at will tonight. So it's always fun to see. She comes out, makes the most of her time on the floor, and immediately attacks the rim. Good defense by Stats to get in there. Kind of forcing that turnover. Ends up keeping Oregon getting the possession of the ball back. Stats with a solid rebound. Up and in. Scores table just made a little bit of a mistake. If you're listening at home, it's Emily Stats, number 30, with the bucket. Liz Yule with a strong rebound, even fighting through contact. Got Shrimp over in the corner. McFarland able to get a hand up, though, knocking that down.
In for McFarland, Sydney Taylor.
It's about to get real quiet here. Knocks down that second. I feel like I'm supposed to match my voice level with the sound level. It's like a golf game.
Yeah, we start whispering now.
McFarland steps up to the free throw line.
We could do basketball ASMR.
There we go.
Some people are into that, probably.
In for McFarland, Lydia Grant.
It's like,
Yeah, just do my pen clicks. Just
let's do basketball ASMR.
yeah. Personally, I find ASMR a little off-putting, but you know, we gotta serve every aspect of our customer base here at OCA.
We're looking to expand this brand in sort of any way we can. Yeah, I remember the first time I came across ASMR and was a little surprised at what I found. I was like, oh, a lot of role playing going on here. This is different. So, but hey, whatever your interests are.
Yeah. Some people it helps them relax. Just the whispering and whatever the noises. I don't know. I don't really get it, Travis. I'm not qualified to comment.
As one of those videos says, I think you and I may not experience the tingle sensation that they report.
Yeah, if that's right.
Good defense by Schwass coming up with the ball. Stats fighting hard. Roberts going straight up with it. Good team rebound. Stats kicks it out to Shrimp's got Yule. Is she going to find a way to get the open lane? Staying tough with it. Off the back of the rim. There's a lid on this hoop in the second half here. On the floor. Gonna call for a reach. I didn't see who the foul was on. Knocks down the front end of the free throw. What if we, through the soundboard, when the opposing team was making free throws, we started playing some ASMR stuff just to kind of see if that would throw the other team off? Like, what's that tapping noise I'm hearing?
I'm sure it would be very distracting.
It's probably against the WIA rules of sort of
I think so.
Friendly sportsmanship there, so
right.
I'm probably coming up with some bad ideas. Ewell for three. Knocks it down. I got to remember to get my hand up in the air before. Work in progress. Oregon commanding control of this game. 8 minutes ago, 58-32. Oh, I thought that was clean defense, but they're going to put a foul on Oregon. Foul's on number 15, Caitlin Shrimp.
For Oregon, Jalen Nedelkoff and Megan Lawyer.
Nedelkoff and Bloyer making their first appearances to tonight's game, subbing in for Schwass and Stats.
Swapping 2 sophomores for 2 other sophomores. Sort of the younger parts of the Panther team getting some experience on the court. 8 minutes left to play.
Yeah, we get to see a lot of the sophomores. This here at home, Oregon has had a really good season. They've just been putting teams away. Sedona comes down with the rebound, fighting hard for it. Contact out there.
Short pass into Nedelkoff, dumps it off to Sedona Roberts. Shrimp just tripped up there on her way to the basket.
My wife was just checking in with me just now, asking if the game was going to overtime tonight. I said, not tonight.
Probably not. I mean,
we had that stretch there where you and I were going into overtimes quite a bit, and then it's, you know, it's been a positive thing. It's turned into Oregon blowout wins, so we definitely will take the latter of the two at this point. The boys with a solid win last night against Dodgeville. Good defense by the Panthers. Shrimp pulls down the rebound. Lawyer kicks it to Stats for three. I had the hand out in time this time. Knocks down the threes. Oregon 61, McFarland 33.
That's Jenna Stats' 4th successful three-point shot tonight.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, how's the box score looking for scores tonight for the Panthers? I haven't been keeping track individually how everyone's doing tonight.
Yeah, I feel like I must have been missing some too, but I mean,
Shrimp struggling from the floor tonight. She's been staying involved on the defensive end, but just an off night for Caitlin Shrimp out on the floor, and it's not something we're used to seeing on the offensive end.
No, yeah, I don't know if it's just the positioning of McFarland's defense, or if it's something that that Shrimp is trying to work out here. I don't know exactly what it is, but yeah, she hasn't been cutting through to the basket nearly as successfully as we've seen in some previous games.
Nice drive by McFarland, but they were unable to convert here. The Spartans still playing tough here, even with a large deficit here in the second half.
Seen a couple like that from Annalise Demuth tonight. Nice tip by Bloyer. Gets it out to Nedelkov, but ultimately, oh, well. McFarland in some trouble there, but they managed to get it up to the offensive position.
Bloyer with the closeout. Stats comes down with the rebound. She's looking to push it up the court.
Peterson kicks it into Nedelkov, finds its way right back out. Ewell's going to take it inside, fouled. Well, she's going to get 2 anyways.
Shooting 2. Liz Ewell steps up to the free throw line, makes that first shot.
Oh, we're going back into whisper mode. All right.
Comes to the line. The second attempt is good. Oregon 63, McFarland 36. 5 minutes to go here in the second half.
Well, it's moments like these where got plenty of time to remind you folks that if you've got relatives who are watching from somewhere far and they're watching our stream, you can always submit shout outs. We do take requests and we love talking, at least in this one-way sort of direction out to our fans.
Yep.
So we've done shout outs earlier in the season. Keep those coming. We love hearing who's watching and where from. So.
Yeah, definitely. The more engagement we can get, the better. We always see all the views on the YouTube page, and I know a lot of relatives, family members, alumni, just community members keep an eye on this kind of stuff. So yeah, just get involved or just drop us anything or comment on it. And it's always fun. We're going to start taking selfies at game time pretty soon using the hashtag. What's our hashtag?
OCA Game Day.
OCA Game Day. There we go.
Nice persistence by the Panthers. And yeah, Nedelkov puts that right back up.
Yep, getting her first bucket of the night here. Got a timeout. Timeout. We're going to go timeout McFarland here with 4 minutes to go here in the second half. Oregon 68-38. Well, I guess. Well, yeah, this program is made possible with funding from our generous sponsors, such as
Oregon Community Bank. Feel good banking.
Stoughton Hospital and Oregon Urgent Care Clinic. Trusted care close to home.
The Oregon Chamber of Commerce. Promoting, informing, connecting, and advocating for local businesses and the Oregon community.
The Oregon School District. Actively building competence, character, culture, and community.
The Oregon Athletic Booster Club. Please consider being a part of your athlete's success and become a booster today. Check out OregonBoosters.com for details.
Torhorst Insurance, your hometown insurance agency that's doing big things.
Sonny's Kitchen, serving great coffee, delicious home-cooked meals, and award-winning desserts. Located in the heart of Oregon.
Oregon Tax and Accounting, serving the Oregon community since 2001. See Jim for all your small business and personal tax services.
Firefly Coffee House and Artisan Cheese. In the heart of downtown Oregon, offering fresh bakery, daily lunch specials, soups, and salads, along with hand-selected small batch Wisconsin cheese. Folks, please go support our sponsors. They are very generous to us, and they're what keeps us going. So, go visit their business and tell them you saw our ads. That really does help keep this whole thing going.
Yep.
Nice shot there.
Yeah, it's definitely appreciated. Like if you stop in at Firefly Coffee House, let them know you I heard Sean and Travis on the call for OCAmedia, and I just wanted to stop in and support the local business. Thanks for supporting the Oregon sports and all that kind of stuff. I want to Brindley Hall, number 3, checking in for the game.
And we've got 2 more waiting on the sideline, Katie Schwass and Megan Duff, waiting to check in for the Panthers. Oregon still up by nearly 30 points with less than 4 minutes left to play. Izzy Peterson and Jenna Stats gonna go take a rest. Schwass passes to Nedelkoff. Over in the corner to Duff. Duff kicks it up.
Billy pulls down the rebound. Duff coming in, making sure to take advantage of the opportunity to let that one go instantly.
Her older brother, Alex, played basketball. He was part of my graduating class.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he was, I think he went by the handle Duncan Duff on Twitter. I don't know if that's still his thing or not, but he was like one of the last one that I can remember that got consistent dunks for the Oregon team.
That's cool. Well, maybe he'll make an appearance at the Oregon Alumni Tournament here coming up March 2nd and 3rd.
Hey, yeah, always extend those invitations. Always got to get new alumni mixing in with the old guard, and that's for everybody. You certainly see him show up every once in a while to these games, so just make sure to advertise those alumni games as it's coming up.
Yeah, we should have. So last year, Dan Dean and I called we call the final 2 games of the alumni tournament.
Right. Okay.
Like we should have you call the alumni tournament this year, just in case the inevitability that I'm somehow in the championship game. But it's very unlikely, just given the age gap of my team compared to the other teams. So.
Right.
But in the small chance.
Are you saying you got to draft some younger players? Is that what's going on?
Yeah, when you've morphed into like the 2nd or 3rd oldest team in the tournament, and you're going, wow, didn't see that coming,
Yeah.
But yeah, Dan Dean made an appearance at a basketball game and called the alumni tournament last year. So. Coach Walmsley taking a timeout here for the Panthers with 1:40 to go in the second half. 68-45. He didn't like what he was seeing out there. Want to make sure that he gets this experience for the younger players right now, keeping their head in the game even with the lead.
We want to remind you folks as well that we do have an archive. You can find a few different places. First off, of course, there's our YouTube channel. Anything that we have recorded as far as pretty much games, board meetings, that sort of thing, parades even, you can kind of go back through our YouTube channel and find those things from the past few years. They'll be out there. Our live streams all go up to YouTube and are available for rewatch instantly. Also, we have our DVD archive, which is much more comprehensive. We have games, board meetings, local events, plays, concerts, musicals, all that sort of thing. So check out our DVD archive. Hit us up at OCAmedia.com or 291-0148 to purchase something out of there. I mean, we got stuff going back decades as far as that goes.
I want to give mention to number 41, Sam Mickelson for the Oregon Panthers checking in.
Good to look out for that, yeah.
Yeah, the archive, it's fun to go see some of that old stuff. Good steal by KT Schwass coming down with it. Takes off. up the court. Wasn't able to convert on that layup. It's going so fast that it just gets too much speed behind that.
I haven't checked whether we've got another Friday Night Live girls game coming up this season. I hope we do, because if we do, we should find archival footage of you playing basketball for the Panthers, Travis, and then put that up during halftime as some entertainment for the folks at home.
Yeah, you'd have to sift through it. I didn't see much action, so like you're gonna have to dig deep for those.
Oh boy. What was your number? I'll try to look for it.
That's a good, I wear 20, but I don't even remember at this point what it was at this point, because I always ended up wearing like a different jersey for game day, or I just wasn't that good. So a lot of times, they're just, you're not going to play today, so you're not even dressed. It's like, all right, coach, sounds good. Oh, we're getting the younger guys some experience today. Have a seat. Sounds good, coach. I'll be in my sweatpants. If you really want some entertainment, you could throw on my tape from my senior night of football.
Oh.
And I was on the team, but that was about it.
Okay.
But the one play I finally get to go in, I absolutely got run over by a running back that was going on to college. It went for like an 80-yard touchdown, and I had like a solo, and you see me get flattened. So that's the basketball highlights aren't going to be much of a good highlight, if you will. But
okay.
That's
right.
definitely a highlight.
Yeah, well, you were talking about Dan Dean earlier. He's our one of our usual football commentators. So
good defense there, but Panthers to close it out.
We'll get your football highlight up there and get some Dan Dean commentary layered over it.
It's pretty funny. Like I said, the basketball stuff is just uneventful. The football stuff, now that's entertainment. The Panthers closing this game out, 70-45, and this was just a dominant performance at home by the Oregon Panthers here. Swarming McFarland the entire game. You saw a lot of sophomores here late in the second half getting some minutes. Still put up a solid 30 points here in the second half. So, I mean, big home win here for Oregon.
Absolutely. So that puts Oregon up to a 4-game win streak, which is something that they can celebrate. Let's see. The Panthers are now 8-6 overall. Let's see. What do we got coming up? The girls' next game isn't for another 9 days.
Oh, wow. That's a long way.
Yeah, so they'll be back here Thursday, January 17th. And you won't want to miss that. They'll host the Monona Grove Silver Eagles. So, I mean, if these games have seemed easy, certainly Monona Grove is nothing to sneeze at. That's going to be something that we're really looking forward to. Monona Grove, only one loss this entire season.
Yeah,
so,
it's a rematch. I think we called that game earlier.
Right, yeah. MG did end up beating Oregon, I think. But it was an interesting and competitive game for sure. So... that's going to be one you're going to want to watch Thursday, January 17th. If you're a fan of Oregon sports in general, check out our live broadcast of boys basketball this Thursday, 2 days from now, January 10th. The boys will try to be sustaining a hot streak as they host the Fort Atkinson Blackhawks. For myself, for my co-anchor Travis Anderson, and everyone here at Oregon Cable Access, this has been a presentation of OCAmedia Sports. Thank you for tuning in, and good night.